Yo, I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Back with another reading for the Virgos this time around. It's going to be a 3-card draw. I ain't going to hold you long. Pause, because that sounds like crazy work. The cross watchers you're included, you're welcome to be here as well. And we're going to get right to it after I cut this deck. Yeah. Let's go. So, first we have Tower. Sure is. Next we have Judgment. 2 major arcanas. And next we have the 9 of Wands, people. Alright, Virgo. Virgo collective. The energy. We talking energy here. There's all kind of shit going on here. Like, I'm hearing divorce. I'm feeling divorce, breakups, stepdaddy, step-parents, family wars, what is it? Extramarital affairs. I might be butchering that term. I'm trying to learn right now. But this is a real Tower shit. Like, these are serious things that are happening right now in the Virgo energy. I feel like there's trauma, a lot of trauma in the mind, and it's not letting up. It's not letting up, and it's getting louder as the days go by. And I'm getting that a lot of these Tower moments. You see how I was talking about relationships, right? Like, I'm even getting some people being abused, being in domestic relationships, even verbal relationships with siblings, children that sound angry, sound violent, potentially. And all of that is applied to the individuals. It's like, it feels like a zombie movie, yo. It feels like at any moment now, like, somebody in your life could start foaming out the mouth type shit, you know? And then the next thing you gotta be like, oh, not you too. And now y'all are taking the locks off the door to push their ass out. Now for now, I hear somebody saying tired. Y'all are tired. And not for nothing though, you're taking accountability. I see there's a large taking of accountability here. You're self-evaluating to see where you're the problem. And you're doing like this canceling out thing. You might even be writing it down, some of y'all, journaling, making lists. Pros and cons. What are your assets, your liabilities? Who are your assets and liabilities? Because if you can factor out that it's not you, you're going to come to that conclusion. However, you're going to be, like I said, it's in the brain, it's in the mind. You're going to be very logical about this. Because you don't want to be at fault. But the accountability is strong here. When you find yourself at fault, you're going to own up to that. Like, you know what? I am at fault like that. And I feel like some of y'all are just going to do self-evaluations to where you're like, you know what? I am like that. I am critical. I am judgmental. I am going to say what I think is the truth, what I perceive to be the truth. I'm going to say it. And you know what? I can't be friends with them because of that. Or, no, I can't be right. Double entendre. I can't be friends with them because of that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you could still talk to people. Some I'm getting. Some of them who haven't been bit. Some of them who haven't transformed into zombies yet. You could still talk to them, but you cannot be friends with them. You understand what I'm saying? Based upon your delivery, based upon your message, based upon the way you perceive. Because when you go outside of that, you go outside of yourself. That is relinquishing your power. This is a Pluto card, and you will be judged for that. The same way you judge others, you will be judged for going against your own grain and patting somebody on the butt and saying, you know what, but yeah, you can do that and you should do that. And it's just like, you know that ain't what you're supposed to be telling them. Maybe somebody else is supposed to be telling them that. Maybe they even tell you, you know what, well, somebody else told me this and somebody else told me that. And you may be like, good. But if I'm your second opinion and I'm your third opinion, this is what, it's like it could happen in all types of areas. We go to doctors and all time. I want to get a second opinion. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe they're wrong. Let me get a second. Let me go to another professional and another professional. And it's just like when they come across you, that's that. And it's just like, however they take it, you just are at the terms where you're going to have to just be okay with it, But I'm also feeling, again, that some of y'all are tired and y'all actually need to like retreat or refrain in some type of way. And forgive yourself. Because look, right, when the judgment card is pulled, sometimes, just think about it, right? How do the judgments come? They come by way of being judged. Okay, so what are you saying? There's not always going to be acts of God that show people that they've been judged, right? If you see, for example, if you see someone, a high-profile person, go into the court system, their case is aired on television, right? And whatever happens to them, happens to them. Y'all say, oh, that's judgment, right? We say, oh, that's judgment. That's karma, whatever the case may be. How did judgment get handed? Via a judge, via 12 people sitting on the jury. You understand what I'm saying? So I think us as humans, we're the biggest hypocrites when we say, ye shall not judge, for you be judged. And it's like, well, who's going to do the judging? Who's going to act on behalf? If you want to get religious about it, who's going to act on behalf of God to carry out judgment? It's going to be God's vessels. And that's what I'm strongly feeling here, right? It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And if you don't, it's like, okay, well, let me step back. Let me almost damn near disappear from the scene, because if you don't want me to tell, don't ask me. It's what I'm picking up on heavy. And it's deep because, I feel like, for some reason, I feel like this is like a spiritual thing too, like, or something. You're in the business of doing charity work in some type of way, volunteering. You might be a nurse, you might be in a healthcare industry, and it's like you're tired of helping people, you're tired of serving, all of the things that are Virgo ruled. You're tired. And I'm not saying, like, I'm talking about physically, emotionally, mentally, you're tired. But this Nine of Wands is also saying, like, hang in there. You know what I mean? Because you're almost there to whatever it is. Some of y'all, I feel like, I don't know if there's any type of plans for like retirement for nurses and stuff like that. I think it is, though. I think some of y'all are close to that. And you're like, man, this thing better come on. Because it's like the closer you get to that, or whatever age you decided that you're going to leave that industry, leave the game, it seems like the closer you get to it, it's like coming home from prison. Well, don't do this at home, kids. Don't do that at home, excuse me. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like the closer you get to that wake up, it's like, man, the days get slower. The energy gets drained more. More obstacles pop up. More disharmonious interactions occur. That type of thing. So where you got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. So just be aware of that. That via this judgment. And I think you're going to use your discernment to, like I said, if you got to remove yourself from situations or sceneries, conversations, group chats, so be it. Because that's going to assist you. Just because the Nine of Wands is out here, the Nine of Wands out here is telling you to consider that you are going to be tired if you don't do something about it. So it's kind of like filtering, right? I feel like you got to draw a fine line between how much you're going to volunteer and how much you're not going to volunteer. If you work as a nurse, like, get paid to be a nurse, go home and mind your business. Till next time, I'm out.